Hey kiddos, we're gonna learn about seahorses. Now, I think these are one of the neatest sea creatures, and our friend Daphne wanted to learn about them too. So, I hope you've all had a chance to go on to Flipgrid. There's a really neat story called Mr. Seahorse. Now, even though the story Mr. Seahorse is fiction, it's made up, there are some things in the story that are true about seahorses. For example, a mother seahorse can lay dozens up to hundreds of eggs. They're oviparous animals. Now, the mom doesn't hold on to the eggs. Who takes care of the eggs? The dad does, just like in the story of Mr. Seahorse. The male seahorse carries the eggs around in a pouch called a brood pouch in the front of him. Right around in this area, just like a kangaroo. Isn't that so cool? Well, let's get to work on making a seahorse together, okay? You will need a piece of paper and something to draw with. So to get started, we're going to make the letter S. An S for seahorse. Yeah. Now, when we're done at the bottom of our S, what I want you to do is I want you to come back around because we're making that tail part of the seahorse. And the seahorse has a big belly, so you can go out and come back in. And then I want you to make a straight line going out. This is for the seahorse's snout that they have. And now I want you to make a short line up, and then you can bring it back in, and we need to connect it with the top of our S. Awesome. Well, once you have that part done, I want you to go ahead and cut it out because we are going to decorate our seahorse. Do you remember what's covering a seahorse's body? It has a bunch of bony plates that covers its body. So we're going to find some things around the house that we can decorate our seahorse with. Okay, I hope you're cutting your seahorse out, your Mr. Seahorse. Maybe if you want, you could make a bunch of baby seahorses to go with Mr. Seahorse. That would be cool. Okay, I've got my seahorse cut out, and now I have two seahorse. This one kind of looks like either the mom or maybe a teenager. Okay, well, let's get to work on decorating. Okay, kiddos, it's time to decorate our seahorses. So if you have some runny glue and your seahorses that we cut out, I laid them down here. You'll also want to hold on to your black marker because we'll want to put some eyes on our seahorses when we're all done. But on this plate, I just have some things that I found around the house. I've got some glitter beads, I've got some perler beads, I've got different colors of pieces of paper that I just cut up into little squares and rectangles. Remember, a seahorse's body is covered with a bunch of bony plates. So we want to cover their entire body. Those bony plates go from the head all the way down to its tail. So let's get to work on covering our seahorse with some different craft items from around the house, whatever you have available to you. Now, if you don't have anything like colored paper or glitter or beads or things, just use your water paints or markers or crayons and make your seahorse really colorful, just like Mr. Seahorse was. Okay, friends, I have my seahorse completely covered with some paper bony plates. Now I'm going to get to work on adding maybe some beads and some glitter. And don't forget to put an eye on your seahorse. Okay, kiddos, so we need to add a dorsal fin to our seahorse. This helps the seahorse move up and down. So I want you to cut out a triangle shape, but we're gonna kind of curve the edges, the vertices or the corners. Here's my dorsal fin for my seahorse. And now I wanna put a little dot of glue on there, and I'm gonna tuck it back behind so my little seahorse can move around. I don't know if you can see my seahorse's eye there. Okay, let's work on the next. Okay, kiddos, for the last part, we're gonna make some seaweed for our seahorse. Did you know that a seahorse uses its long curly tail to grab on and hold on to plants and vegetation if it wants to kind of stay in one spot for a little bit? So I have some green paper here. If you just take some green paper and you cut out some long wavy strips, this could be like our seaweed. Now I have 2 pieces of green here, so when I cut this out, I'm actually going to have 2 pieces of seaweed. I've got some seaweed here. I might glue those together if I want. Oh, my glue's stuck here. There we go. So here's my seaweed. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend my seaweed right in the middle a little bit to give it like a 3D look. I'll show you, I'll lift this up here in just a second, but I'm just kind of bending my seaweed a little bit, and then my seahorse can come along. And if they wanna stop, they might hook on to the seaweed. There we go, my little seahorse is holding on to the seaweed. Okay, well I hope you had fun making that project. Don't forget to go on to Flipgrid and finish the seahorse activities. Okay, see you later, kiddos.